game controller of some sort.
And we did have to develop a couple games in what's called processing language. It was a language that was accessible through the Arduino board, so we could actually interface with our controller. So just to show off that our controller worked correctly and it would have worked with the iPhone had we gotten that license, we developed a couple sample games that were in processing language just to show off our controller's compatibility. And as we said before, we had to develop more games to compensate for our inability to interface the device with the actual controller. So these are a list of our games were made, and we're going to go through each one of them now, just to explain what they were. So the first one we developed was a simple reaction-based game called Speed. Basically, it's going to pop up a random button on the screen. It's going to tell you what button to press. You have to press the correct button, otherwise the game won't move on. Once you press the correct button, it's going to tell you the elapsed amount of time that it took you to press that button. And once you get through 10 buttons, it displays a score at the end and tells you how long your average reaction time was. And this would have been great for the controller to show how fast reaction time was between the controller and the system receiving its response. So since we couldn't do that, I just put virtual buttons on the screen, and you can see how it would have worked, but for now this is what our game is. And the second game is called WView Shooter. Basically, pit managers come scrolling in from the right side of the screen across different WView backgrounds from the campus. And if you touch the screen where the pit manager is, it will shoot a fireball in that direction. If you hit the panther, obviously it'll knock them out, and you have to hit so many enemies to progress through the game. Each level keeps track of the number of enemies hit, your score through that round, your accuracy, the number of lives you have, and bonuses based on accuracy and how many lives you have at the end of the game. And there's a high score system at the end of the game that keeps track of how well you do.
Okay, so Palm Doors is the first of the two demos written for the processing language. So these actually interface with the controller. So this is just a classic two-player Palm. Each player will use one of the joysticks on the controller to move the paddle up and down. And we did include, adjustable direction rebound on the paddle, so you're not just at the whim of the direction the ball is already heading in. So depending on where you hit on the paddle, the direction of the ball will change accordingly. Additionally, to make the game harder as it goes on, the speed increases every time the paddle is hit. Okay, this game is Fish Feeding Frenzy. The extended name is MC Pitts Presents The Adventures of Mr. Fishy and Fish Feeding Frenzy. But anyway, so the vampire-looking square is the hero fish. The objective is to eat smaller fish to help you grow. If you collide with a larger fish, you will lose the game. We include some classic game audio tracks. We heard like Mario Kart Beach soundtrack. And then we have like some eating sounds, and there's like a Mega Man death animation as well.
This is our maze game. It's you control it by tilting the iPhone, and the object is to move the character from the start to the finish, but there are obstacles in your way. Each one of these crate obstacles, to get through, you have to chop it with an axe. So, what you want to do is get the axe, chop down the boxes, get to the end. And to build this, we used Toko's 2D for the graphics, and we used Chipmunk for the physics and the accelerometer code.
Breakout, we made a complete remake of the Atari classic Breakout, which I'm sure probably all of you have played at one point in time. Goal of the game is to control the ball at the bottom and to keep the bouncing ball from hitting the bottom of the screen and eventually take out all the blocks to advance. The game was originally going to use the analog, the joystick to control the block and the buttons to control different features that we're going to be implementing into the game. As it stands now, it's touch control, and it will control the joystick that is going to be on the screen. And also, it would be nice to be able to implement an accelerometer so you can tilt the screen to move the block. However, that doesn't really show how to make the control controller, so we opted not to do that. It's like I said, it's a complete classic remake of the original Breakout game, along with sound effects, using with original shapes and some original designs.
So basically, in summary, the project we originally set out to do was to eliminate the on-screen joysticks and buttons that we felt were clunky on the iPhone, on iPod Touch games, if you ever played like a first-person shooter on those devices. But we weren't able to get the license to officially interface with them, so we ended up having to put virtual buttons and joysticks on our devices, so that's what our final games are going to implement. So unfortunately, we reverted back to what we were trying to avoid in the first place, because Apple rejected our application to a license. But all the games work as planned, and the controller works in the process. Any questions?
Did you, in the jailbreak mode, did you consider possibly using like a Wi-Fi ad hoc with a wireless controller or anything like that?
I mean, we tried to keep it as simple as possible. It was hard enough just trying to get the interface with the jailbreak. Everything was poorly documented that we found as far as interfacing an iPhone via jailbreak method. And the most we found, I think, was like sending text to the phone from your controller. So it would have been really hard to implement any kind of actual applications.
And one of our original goals was to try and keep the cost down of the controller. So trying to implement wireless would just kind of boost the price. And considering you already spent $200+ in your contract on the phone, you don't want to spend $50 on a controller now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you guys get the permissions to use like the Mario sound and even the Pit Panther?
Don't.
I mean, we found them on free libraries online. It wasn't, we didn't steal them or anything, but they're just free releases online.
Yeah, note that in the WD shooter game, there are landmarks around campus, but the West Virginia logo doesn't actually appear.
Right.
Any other questions?
Thank you very much.